Hi, my name is Adriana and this is a NetGALLEY vlog. So here we are, the first NetGALLEY vlog of 2024. That's very exciting. This vlog started much earlier in 2024 than it is being posted, but you know, you do what you can. So I read 3 books for this vlog. I read I've Got My Mind Set on Brew, The Other Princess, and third one is Neferura. So yes, these are the 3 books I read. I did not get starting and ending stats as far as how my NetGALLEY score is, but I think right now I'm really like about 80-ish%. I think when I started I was at like 75-ish%. So yeah, we're making some progress, we're making some moves. It's going well. Yeah, this vlog spans a couple months, a few trips, and it's a fun time. So hang out and please consider liking and commenting on this video and subscribing to my channel if you like bookish things, and let's jump into the vlog. Good morning. Squash That series ended last night, so I took that as a chance to try to catch up on some of my NetGALLEY things. I have started Set on Brew. It's like a workplace, enemies to lovers, set in a brewery. I'm not quite sure what I think about it yet. I'm only like a chapter in, so we'll see how it goes. But it's pretty short. NetGALLEY uploaded it as a PDF instead of an EPUB file, which is like, I hate that, but you know, you do what you can. So yeah, I'll be reading that. Not too much going on this week. Kind of staying home this weekend. I'll be traveling on Sunday to go visit some family and then flying out of that city to go on a work trip next week. But I imagine I'll have this done before then, and I'll probably be into a new NetGALLEY arc. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's the vibe. Set on Brew. Let's go. Good morning. I have made it to basically the 30% mark oh yeah, I guess almost a third of I've Got My Mind Set on Brew. So far, well, let's start off with, I'm gonna be salty about this book because they uploaded it as a PDF rather than an EPUB file. Like, it's so easy to just convert to an EPUB when you're gonna post on NetGALLEY. Like, if you're gonna go through the process of posting on NetGALLEY, post it as an EPUB. Like, what are we doing here? I hate reading a PDF. It's just like very generic. It's a workplace, enemies to lovers. You can already tell that the guy is actually into her, but there's just been a misunderstanding and he's bad at talking about his feelings. And it's like, that's too real for me to enjoy it as a romance trope. Because like, all dudes are bad at talking about their feelings. So I have a couple lines highlighted that I would like to discuss. One is, you know, a dude would apply to the job and make the rest up. And I just want to say, yes. Yes, they would. This is in reference to the main gal in the book working at this brewery wants to apply for an assistant brewmaster position, but doesn't have, like, I guess, official experience under the old... Maybe I should explain the synopsis of this book. So this gal works at this local brewery. They, like, brew beer on site. One of the owners gets sick, so they have to sell the place to a family friend who's an investor, and the investor's son comes in to manage said brewery and wants to change a bunch of stuff. And so obviously, like, the manager, son guy, and our gal trying to be in a brewmaster, that's our pairing. So she's trying to apply to this assistant brewmaster position, and yeah, you know, a dude would apply to the job and make the rest up. And that is very true. Always apply to the job and be confident, even if you aren't fully qualified. Because most of the time people writing job listings are actually HR people and not necessarily the hiring manager. Like, the hiring manager will give like a couple quick things and then the HR person will like fill in everything else. The listing might actually just be wrong. The qualifications wanted or preferred might just not be actually true. And a lot of times hiring managers don't actually know what they want until they meet someone who they like vibe with. So getting along with and fitting in to the company culture, way more important than like experience in some cases. Obviously you need some experience, you need to kind of know what you're doing when you come in, but like, just apply to the job. The worst they can do is say no. And then another one is from the perspective of the new manager, our male love interest, and he said, just because you work here already doesn't mean you have a fast track to the job. And I just want to say that's exactly what it means. If you're working at a place that doesn't want to promote internally, you need to leave said place. Because, like I said, the whole point of hiring someone is try to get them to fit into your company culture, make sure they get along with everybody else. If you're already working there, they already know that. And so this is just, like, this is something said by, like, some shithead with an MBA that doesn't actually know how a business works well. They've just learned about it in school. Like, our female love interest seems fine. She's a little one note. But our male love interest, like, I know it's gonna end up that he's just been, like, super into her the whole time and this is all just a bunch of misunderstandings, but, like, I just don't. So yeah, I'm a third of the way in. I'm gonna try to get to, like, at least the halfway point and see if things start turning around, but so far I'm just not feeling it, but we'll see. Maybe this will be my first DNF. That would be a great way to start a NetGalley vlog. Anyway, with that, today's Saturday. I have to go to a funeral today, so I'm gonna go get ready for that and check in at either the 2/3 mark or when I decide not to finish this book. Good morning. I am 2/3 of the way into, I've got my mind set on Brew. I am currently at my sister's house, doing some work from here before I take off from the airport tonight to go to Sacramento and then down to where I'm working this week. Just kind of hanging out. She and I are going to do a workout together at like 11, getting some work done. The book is kind of taking a turn. I'm enjoying it slightly more than I was in the first half, but I don't know. I think if this wasn't a NetGalley arc, I might try harder to DNF it just because, like, at this point I'm getting big, like, 2.5 star vibes. So we'll see what I end up doing. But for now, I will check in when I finish it. Check you later. Good morning. So yesterday was a very long day. I don't even think I made it to my hotel until about midnight, but I did manage to finish. I've got my mind set on Brew. It's fine. It kind of ended a little bit different than I thought it would. It is not spicy at all. There's no spice. Like, it's not even like fade to black. It's just like making out. So if that's your jam, then there's that. I don't really know what to say about this book. I don't know. It's just very generic in not like a comforting way. It's just kind of there. It does its thing, bounces out. It is short, so that's good. But yeah, I just don't have a whole lot of good things to say about this book. Like, I felt like we could have definitely dug in deeper into the female main characters' story, life, thoughts, feelings, opinions, because we kind of just kept getting like little glimpses of her past that would like mostly explain why she was making the decision she was. But then I just felt like we could have dug deeper into her character, her psychology, her whatever. And same thing I think with the male character. I just don't think these characters were deep enough to be interesting as love interests. So yeah, with that, that's book 1 of this NetGalley vlog out of the way. Hopefully all the rest of the books are just fantastic and we're just off to a bit of a slow start. But I will catch you on the next book.
Test out your camera.
Hello. I owe you some check-ins for this NetGalley vlog because I have started 2 books. One of them I'm already like 40% into and still have yet to do a check-in. Yeah, literally 40% into this book. It is called The Other Princess. It came out and archived in NetGalley already, but I was able to get the audiobook from one of my libraries, so I'm listening to it now so that I can go back and give it a review in NetGalley. But this is a historical fiction of Queen Victoria's goddaughter, so I don't know if this is like super based on a true story or not, but in this story there is a Yoruba princess. Her family gets killed by another neighboring king, and she gets taken prisoner to a slave camp, and because she's a princess, she has scarification marks on her cheeks to signify her status. So they recognize she's a princess at this slave camp and keep her around as part of a sacrifice thing that they do whenever the white people come around to collect slaves. So we get an English captain, which he's not a slave trader because by this point England has outlawed slavery, so he is just doing his thing in Africa, comes to this slave camp and asks that this young girl, I think it's like Iana or Inanya, I can't remember her original name, but they change her name to Sarah while she is on her way back to England to go be the goddaughter of the queen. And after having just read that synopsis, apparently it is based on a true character from history, so that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. She comes to England and meets the queen. The queen immediately falls in love with her, as well as the queen's children, so she kind of just gets swept up into English society and is now being trained to be a Anglican missionary in Africa. So it's been pretty interesting so far. It's kind of slow, dry, but it's interesting. I'm having a good time. Kind of feeling just like regular 3-star right now as far as this book goes. The other book I just started last night is Neferura? Here's the cover. My mouth cannot make that many R sounds in a row, so I'm struggling a little bit with this name. But this is another historical fiction of ancient Egypt. So far, I did not read the synopsis for this before I started it, so I'm going into this pretty blind, and I'm only 2 chapters in, but we're following a pharaoh's daughter, and I think the pharaoh is Nefertiti. So this is, I think, is Nefertiti's daughter. But there's also like Nefertiti's stepson, I guess, is also kind of a pharaoh and seems like he might be trying to make some moves to overtake her. I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said, I'm only 2 chapters in, so I'm still getting my footing on what's going on here. But ancient Egypt historical fiction, which I did have some overlap from my like Greek mythology phase as a child into Egyptology, but it was never like my #1 hyperfixation. But I do have a passing interest in Egyptology and the history of ancient Egypt, so I am kind of excited to delve into this more and learn some more about how this all works. But other than that, we're reading, getting through books.
Hello, I owe you 2 updates, and I owed them to you a while ago. I am like 80% of the way into The Other Princess. There was like some drama about how she didn't want to get married, and then she ends up marrying who the queen wants her to marry. It's like a whole thing. It's kind of like a slice of life almost. Like nothing ever really seems to be plotting. Like there's no plot. Like things just kind of happen to her, and we just kind of see how she reacts to the things that are happening to her. But it's pretty interesting learning about like this piece of Black history in Victorian England. So points for that. Neferura? I still can't figure out how to say that. It's fine. This one we're getting a lot of plot. There's so much happening, but it's getting kind of confusing to me because of the way like these ancient Egyptian royal families worked. The husband would take several wives, and a lot of them would be his like sisters. And so people are saying like stepmom and mother and aunt and whatever, all for like the same person, and it's very confusing. But I think I'm getting it, kind of. I think I'm like 40% of the way into this one. I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I would say I'm enjoying it yet. We'll see. I mean, it could really pick up in this part because we did get kind of some bombshells, political machinations happening, which could be really fun and interesting, but we'll just have to see. Other than that, I'm currently in Portland, taking the dog on a little walk through this beautiful park that is like across the street from the Airbnb. Like, I don't know if you can kind of see like a house there. Like that house is like right there. Like this beautiful, incredible old growth park is right across the street from like a full-on neighborhood, and it is so dope. So I'm just having a great time taking the dog on a little walk this morning, and we're gonna meet up with some friends in a neighboring town for some brunch in an art gallery. Yesterday we did some skiing. That was not great, but I don't want to get too into it. But yeah, I love Portland. It's a great time, and I'm having a great time. And I'm gonna continue on my walk.
Hello, hello. I finished The Other Princess while I was on the airplane. And basically, like, what I can, like, round this down to as far as a review is it's really, really slow. Like, very extremely painstakingly slow. And, oh crap, I forgot to get utensils again. Oh no, there is utensils. Whew. Thank goodness. It's super duper slow, and I kind of would have rather just gotten this story in like a nonfiction podcast sort of format. So just like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour podcast instead of a historical fiction. Cause like African princess Queen Victoria's goddaughter situation is very cool and very interesting, and I think a very important part of like Black history in the UK, but I just didn't really feel like this was the avenue in which I wanted to learn about that. That's where we're at there. I did make it to like the 2/3-ish mark of Neferura. That's going just fine. Again, it's pretty slow. I guess like I must just not be like in my historical fiction era right now, because none of these are just really like grabbing my attention in a way that like I want them to be. That's where we're at. I'm in California. I got my workout done. I'm gonna eat some dinner. Bye. Hello, I am back from the plant. I only did a 12-hour day today, so I have lots of time, but I won't be reading Neferura because it archived and my app freaked out, and now I can't open it even though I technically still have 45 days left on the protected EPUB file. So I don't know quite what that's about. I don't know if it has something to do with the Wi-Fi here. I put a hold on it from my library because it is out already. So I guess I'm just gonna put this vlog on hold until I either get it from the library, or if I get back home and it's working again, then I will pick this vlog back up. But for now, we're taking a little hiatus from the vlog, which is a bummer. I was just starting to get kind of like into the book. It is what it is. Hello, I finished Neferura a couple days ago. My NetGALLEY arc did still work. It was just like the hotel Wi-Fi that had gotten it messed up or something. But I did finish it. I didn't love it, I'm gonna say. Like, for most of the book, I was just kind of bored. It was very slow. And then the ending was just extremely rushed. We got to the end and I was like, I feel like there should have been like 4 more chapters to describe what happened here instead of just like blowing past everything to an epilogue. I don't know. It was fine, but definitely not my fave, which I think is like this whole NetGALLEY vlog. Bummer way to start 2024 NetGALLEY vlogs, but it happens. So hopefully the rest of my NetGALLEY reading goes much better the rest of the year. Okay, so as you can see, those 3 books were not my faves. I'll do a little bit of spoilering and say that I have read a few more NetGALLEY arcs, and we do have a hit. We do have a hit coming as far as a really good NetGALLEY arc, but we also have another miss coming. So you can look forward to that on the next NetGALLEY vlog. But yeah, this one was pretty meh, pretty middle of the road, which is not ideal for your first NetGALLEY vlog of the year, but you know, I can't control what I enjoy. So with that, I'm going to sign off. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.